Beverly, I don't know if I can find it in my heart to forgive you or ever read out one of your comments again.
Don't worry, he'll get over it.
Well, I'll forget
Because he'd have forgotten
by tomorrow morning.
Well, just the next half hour.
What was I meant to be upset about? Can somebody remind me? Okay, right. The Kraken, this is important news now. This because you do need to be aware of this on the streets, lanes, any public place in Portugal. The Kraken variant arrives in Portugal. Yes, and that's what it looks like. Is that right? No, that's a still from a video game featuring the terrifying Kraken, which if you are of a nervous disposition when it comes to new variants, please look away now. Okay, so there you go. That's what this. It's one of those memes, isn't it? That's what the scientists say it looks like. What it actually looks like. We may actually. Yes, what it looks like is what your room looks like at the moment. You can't see it, guys, can you? Experts do not find any reason for concern, is the first line of this on the 9th of January by Natasha Don. In spite of all the alarmist studies, the Kraken variant of COVID-19 has arrived in Portugal and is not making itself felt beyond passing from one person to another, as viruses do, right? And has not seen one expert dial in to the manufactured hysteria. Manufactured by whom is the first journalistic probe I will bring to this. Last week, researchers in China were telling everyone willing to listen. That's spiky, isn't it? There's a spiky tone.
There's a lot of edge in this.
There's more spike in this than on a spike protein. I don't know if that's a scientific fact or not. It was the most transmissible COVID variant yet, and could spawn even more immune evasive variants. That sounds serious, doesn't it? The choice of the name for what is otherwise known as XXB.1.5, that's why they had to give it a name, of course, may be the reason for the complete lack of interest from society at large. The Kraken was a legendary sea monster of enormous proportions, like the biggest phone-in. With a reputation for pulling down ships, unlike the biggest phone-in. The fact that it has been given a nickname for a derivative of the Omicron variant, for which most people causes no more than a sniffle, has led to even the most gullible starting to question.
That's interesting.
You know who you are. Actually, they probably don't know who they are, do they? If they are the most gullible.
Well, I just think.
But if you're starting to question,
I think that's a very interesting comment.
It's opinion.
Yes.
Okay. The Chinese study that saw media reports join the words Kraken with spawn described the new variant's ability to tightly bind to the human cells it infects, potentially lending itself to the evolution of an even more dangerous variant. But when all the jargon was redacted, it boiled down to an even more dangerous variant of a sniffle, and this does seem to be the opinion in Portugal, where it has to be said the number of people coming forwards for their third and fourth booster shots is waning. Manuel Carmo Gomes, epidemiologist. He's a man who can actually say, I am actually an epidemiologist, and lecturer at Lisbon University's Faculty of Sciences, was one of the country's leading experts regularly consulted during the pandemic. He's not a man given to optimism. Not much fun at a dinner party. But one who realized over a year ago that leaving people to become infected naturally was becoming
the best option.
Did you not see that in the news?
No.
For some reason.
For me, like, why would an epidemiologist not automatically believe that anyway, or learn?
I don't know. We need to speak to an epidemiologist about that. Oh, he was admitted. He has admitted. No, he was admitted. He has admitted to Espresso that there is no evidence that XXB.1.5 the Kraken variant is any more pathogenic, meaning, thank you, Natasha, capable of creating more serious cases, more hospitalizations, and more deaths, explains the paper. Indeed, hospitalizations and deaths are no longer a characteristic of Omicron. You simply do not hear about them anymore in Portugal, where the majority of the population has had at least 2 shots of one of the vaccines, and even more have immunity due to having been infected with the virus. Do we need to read any more there? I think it goes on to say that the pharmaceutical companies are now hiring salespeople to jump out directly from behind lampposts and scare people.
Yeah, I think that's probably what's going on, actually.
Right, okay.
I mean, it's just a sort of fantastical name, isn't it?
At least the Kraken.
Do you know what I've wondered this whole time?
Right.
Is, when people say, oh, I've got the Omicron, or oh, I've got this, or oh, this must be the Kraken.
Yes. I've got the Kraken.
I've got the Kraken. Which I'm sure lots of people, in different parts of the world are saying.
Yes.
how are they actually diagnosing themselves? Are they using the same test that has not changed?
I don't know.
It hasn't changed its markers
I'm not
for 3 years.
I'm not an epidemiologist or a doctor. I can't speak on these things. And I imagine it's really good though if you want to phone in sick. Can you imagine? Okay, so you're the boss. Right? I'm ringing you up now. Can you answer the phone?
Hello.
Oh, hi, Louise.
Wandsworth Surgery. What can I do?
No, you're not the doctor. You're my employer.
Oh, okay.
But okay, let's say I work at Wandsworth Surgery, and this is in no does not
get on
relate.
with it. Look, time is money.
We could get into a lot of legal trouble with Wandsworth Surgery unless I have to do this particular. What would it be called? Caveat or disclaimer? Disclaimer. This does not refer to the actual Wandsworth Surgery.
Okay.
So, Dr. Tanner Munson, I really don't feel very well. I don't think I should come in. I've got the Kraken.
Get your ass to work now. This is the biggest load of bullshit. Get to work now, or get your P45 in the post.
You can't talk to me like that.
Shy. I don't care.
You can't talk to me like that. I've got the Kraken.
You're toast. I mean, get out.
I mean, I've got the Kraken. Oh, that was being taken back to the 70s there, wasn't it? A little tough love from the boss.
Yeah.
Did you say get your ass in here?
Yes. Or get your P45 in the post.
My God, there you go. This is the very definition of compassion there. That didn't go quite how I wanted
we've just sorry to ruin your sketch. But that article just said it's not causing any more than the sniffles.
Yeah. Immunity is
the best is the best way, to like use your natural immunity.
Yes.
So, for something, if like when did like I've got so many questions about this still.
Okay.
And I put
you've got to leave them hanging there. Our guest needs to come on now.
Okay, but for a lot of people, I've seen people post on social media, I can't do anything because I've tested positive. People are taking tests for things before they even have symptoms. Like, where people have got so scared about everything. That's
the age we live in. Science
people
has given us that.
So
Come
scared.
on, isn't that a great thing?
No,
you can get diagnosed without even having any symptoms these days. That's amazing.
Yeah. And do you know what we used to call that?
Get your ass to work?
No.
Syndrome?
No, if you don't have symptoms.
You ain't got it.
You're well.
What?
Like, how did we know we were ill before? We knew we were ill because we had a temperature.
I can't compute this.
We started to sniff. We started to cough. We knew, and we just naturally took time off school or work or whatever.
I can see Natasha Don's next headline: "Man killed by common sense on radio show."
No, I'm not.
He couldn't take that much common sense in one go.
I'm not trying to.
It was the end of him.
I'm not trying to diminish anything. But it's been this big question for me the whole way through.
Okay, fair enough.
There's a whole bunch, there's lots of unaccounted for, unexplained people dying, according to the news, according to all the offices and bureaus of statistics. And we've never had such a big history of people just suddenly dying in their prime of nothing. Or, not having any sort of pathologies leading up to it. It's absolutely bizarre. So I think humanity's taken a massive wrong turn at some point. Where did we go from? I feel
a song coming on.
Where did we go from believing and trusting in our immune system and knowing we were ill because we had a symptom to sitting at home with a piece of plastic, testing ourselves and hearing from a random bit of plastic that lots of people have pranked as well with orange juice or mango or something like that and got a positive result.
Right.
When did we defer our common sense and our I don't know, when did that happen and how did that happen? I just think we have been under
2002.
We have been under a massive psychological such a psychological stress that it's changed the nature of how we think.
Wow. Okay.
It's shocking to me. I just can't believe it.
Right.
And Andy's right. He's got a comment here. He says, it's not science causing the problem. It's the global super hyped media. It sells nothing sells news like bad news.
Yes. Okay.
Well, and people have listened to the news. And I can't wait for that day when we find out it's all a load of, it's like World Wrestling, whatever it is, World Federation. I don't know what it's called. What's that? wrestling.
WWF. Is the
WWF.
comparison you make, isn't it? Morning, Owen. He is with you now. I was quite worried for a minute. Well, for a number of reasons. We are 3 minutes late for our guest.
Oh, sorry, Mum.
But I couldn't. There was no stopping that rant.
Yeah,
there was
well,
no
I just
getting in the way of that.
It just builds up in me. Like a symptom. It's a symptom that has to come out. I'm infected.
Dare I say, you kind of released a Kraken of your own this morning here on the Good Morning Portugal show, which is also a rum as well. Kraken is the name of a rum situation. You were talking about, Mrs. M. The label has an octopus on it, Beverly Maidment, who also, so just let's resolve these. Let's keep you waiting for Mama Bear and the quality guest that's about to arrive on your screens. Just a quick bit of resolution. Stephen Wright used to be a proofreader for a skywriting company. I think Andrew's trying to lighten the mood there. It was going, it's like a dinner. It was like a Christmas dinner, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I'm the one that ruins it.
Can I just read out this cracker joke to cheer everybody up? No.